Hi there, Serial Trader here. Looks like it's an appropriate time to do an update on weed, as things have certainly clarified into a trade setup here on this. We'll start with the daily chart, then work our way down. Uh, so we did make a slightly lower high below our all-time high here at 74.45. Came up and made that $72 high. So we had this nice WXY double zigzag down for this minor wave 4. Came up in 5 waves. It'll be more clear on the smaller time frame when I show that. But came up in 5 waves for our initial 1 up is what I'm now working. And I'll just put some of these subdivisions to the side here while we're working with this. And now we've had a 3-wave decline. Okay. And this is what I'm going to be working as, a wave 2. And, just ABC down. So basically, the initial pullback wasn't the entire wave 2. We developed a more complex, time-consuming three-wave decline, but still nicely contained within this parallel trend channel. And also the AC equality relationship was just slightly nicked there. That came in at 58.88, went as low intraday as 57.60, although closed at 58.55. So closing pretty close to that equality relationship. Just starting to bounce near the end of the day there. And now as soon as we find a bottom, if we haven't already put one in today, which good possibility we have, next move we'll be expecting, a 3rd wave up and ultimately new highs as we develop further in our minor wave 5. But just give a little more detail since this daily chart is kind of cluttered with these labels here. Well, before I do that, also mention that I think we've gone down now. So this wasn't technically a down day; it was slightly higher on a closing basis than this one, but we've gone down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down days on a closing basis. So if you look back on this weed chart, you're pretty hard pressed to find 5 consecutive down days without an up day. And let's see here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4. That was interrupted there. Over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we had a big bounce. So yeah, usually 4 or 5 days. That's all you get for a drop before you see a big bounce here on weed. That's been the tradition. All right, now I'll go down to the smaller time frame. Just a few more labels here. Have to clean up this mess a bit. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to worry about these larger labels just yet. So again, just working our ABC down, right? And nice 3-wave decline. Maybe an hourly chart. Do this thing a little more of a service here. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, this a little more detail. Just got our first impulse up off the bottom here, and that was way back here on the 14th of September. Bottomed at 52.80. Had a huge move up. Went as high as 72. So just about a $10, just about a $20 move off the bottom. And now we've corrected. ABC down. Equality relationship again right here at 58.88. 786 retracement of this initial impulse wave up, which I'll call minute wave 1. That came in at 56.92, and then the 618 was 60.14, so we're just right in between the 618 and the 786. So certainly a natural place for a second wave deep pullback to take place. And also I'll mention, got a nice slope signature here. So I'll do a trend line. So here's the slope of wave A. Now compare that to the slope of wave C, and you'll see that, well, I have to drag this way over for wave C. So wave C has a much shallower slope than wave A, which is exactly what you'd want to see in a classic zigzag. And then obviously the B wave here, you can see within wave B a nice clear 3-wave advance. So ABC up for B. Haven't labeled the subdivisions, but it's all there. So a nice 535 zigzag correction. Looks like we're just poised for a reversal and likely a resumption of the uptrend in a minute wave 3. Now, if you see this, the hourly RSI today got as low as 24, just under 25. Okay, and then we just start bouncing towards the end of the day. In fact, if I go to the 5-minute price chart, yeah, we put in just a little high, lower high, higher low, and now a higher high on the 5-minute price chart. So just the early signs of a bounce starting to take place there. So that could have been the bottom towards the end of the day. Now, I actually bought some weed stock in the 58s, so I'm pretty happy with my entry. I got it within, I think within $1 or so of the absolute bottom there. So nothing wrong with that. And I expect, even if this isn't the bottom, we should have, a several dollar bounce here at the minimum. But I like the structure. Overall, it looks pretty good. Also, we're closing in. I think we're only 10 trading days or so away from the recreational marijuana being legalized in Canada. So I imagine there will be all sorts of news releases and coverage of lineups at the new stores opening, and that should certainly drive some hype into these weed names, at least on a short-term basis. So I'm definitely liking the upside here, at least on a short-term basis. So this is definitely just a trade. It's not a, oh yeah, buy here and we're going to be good for the next few months. Maybe we are, but I highly doubt that. This is definitely a shorter-term trade, but it certainly looks good to me. All right, hopefully you can do something with that tomorrow. Yeah, certainly expect, if we don't already have a bottom in place, I certainly expect that to be found pretty quickly tomorrow, and then establish a reversal and go from there. All right, Serial Trader signing off.